Hello everyone, this is Umama Naeem Khan, your physics faculty at GoPrep. Today I am here with you to have the solution discussion and the paper analysis for slot 1, class 10th GTSC 2020. अगर अभी भी आप में से किसी ने भी एग्जाम नहीं दिया है GTSC का, you can still attempt it in the next slot. The link is given in the description बच्चों. Now let us move towards the discussion of the paper. And here is the first question. There is a circuit that is given to you. The circuit is having a battery of 9 volt, current of 3 amperes and a resistance of 3 ohms. Okay. They are asking in the question, it is being asked, how many electrons are going to flow in the resistors in 4 seconds? What is the formula for current? I is equal to Q upon T. Current is charge flowing per unit of time, right? And Q can be written as NE upon T. N क्या है? Number of electrons. E क्या है? Charge on one electron. E की वैल्यू कितनी होती है? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs. Minus 1.6. Why? Because the charge on electron is negative. यहाँ से अगर मैं N निकालना चाहूँ बच्चों, तो N कितना हो जाएगा? I into T. देखिए T इधर जाके मल्टीप्लाई होगा अपॉन E. ठीक है? तो I कितना है? 3 है. टाइम कितना है? 4 सेकेंड्स अपॉन 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So this is 4 ones are 4, 4 fours are 16. That is 0.4. तो ये हो जाएगा n is equal to, हम इसको लिख सकते हैं 30 upon 4 और ये ऊपर जाके हो जाएगा 10 to the power plus 19. So 30 by 4 is 7.5. Answer is option number C, 7.5 into 10 to the power plus 19. क्या? Number of electrons. ठीक है? Next question. एक पॉजिटिवली चार्ज पार्टिकल है जिसको आपने वेस्ट डायरेक्शन में करा है, भेजा है, वो डिफ्लेक्ट हो रहा है नॉर्थ की तरफ. मैग्नेटिक फील्ड का डायरेक्शन आपको बताना है. जब भी करंट, फोर्स और मैग्नेटिक फील्ड इन्वॉल्व होंगे तो हम क्या यूज करेंगे डायरेक्शन निकालने के लिए? फ्लेमिंग्स लेफ्ट हैंड रूल. क्या है ये? आपको अपना थंब, फर्स्ट फिंगर और सेकेंड फिंगर इस तरीके से स्ट्रेच करने हैं दैट दे आर म्यूचुअली परपेंडिकुलर टू ईच अदर. ठीक है? अब क्या करना है? इसमें जो थंब है वो हमें क्या बताता है? थंब टेल्स यू द डायरेक्शन ऑफ फोर्स, फर्स्ट फिंगर टेल्स यू द डायरेक्शन ऑफ मैग्नेटिक फील्ड एंड योर सेकेंड फिंगर विल गिव यू द डायरेक्शन ऑफ करंट. यहाँ पे पॉजिटिवली चार्ज पार्टिकल है तो जिस डायरेक्शन में पॉजिटिवली चार्ज पार्टिकल जा रहे होंगे बच्चों, उसी डायरेक्शन में क्या होगा? उसी डायरेक्शन में आपका करंट फ्लो करेगा. सो व्हेन यू विल मूव योर फिंगर लाइक दिस, देखिए हो सकता है मेरा लेफ्ट आपका राइट हो तो आपको उल्टा दिख रहा हो, लेकिन आपको हाथ अपना लेफ्ट हैंड ही घुमाना है. ठीक है? सो टुवर्ड्स वेस्ट ये गया करंट, ये सामने की तरफ नॉर्थ. सामने की तरफ नॉर्थ कैसे आएगा? बेटा जिस टेबल पे आप बैठे हो उसमें 4 डायरेक्शन बनाओ. आपके सामने नॉर्थ है, पीछे साउथ है, मतलब आपकी तरफ साउथ है, इधर वाला ईस्ट है, इधर वाला वेस्ट है. आपका लेफ्ट राइट, अगर मेरा लेफ्ट राइट नहीं है, ऑपोजिट है, तो आपका ईस्ट मेरा वेस्ट हो जाएगा. देख लेना. ठीक है? तो ये है क्या? ये डायरेक्शन ऑफ करंट है. दिस इज नॉर्थ और ये क्या आ गया? अपवर्ड. क्या अपवर्ड आ गया? मैग्नेटिक फील्ड. आंसर इज ऑप्शन नंबर डी. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. एक डाइवर है जो 50 kg के हैं, वो एक 20 मीटर हाई प्लेटफॉर्म से पूल के अंदर कूद रहे हैं. ठीक है? अब क्या होगा? पूल के अंदर कूदेंगे, जैसे ही पानी आएगा, पानी फिर रेजिस्टेंस लगाएगा, धीरे धीरे करके वो रेस्ट में आ जाएंगे. कितनी देर में? 8 सेकेंड्स में, 0.8 सेकेंड्स में. क्वेश्चन हमसे पूछ रहा है कि कितना फोर्स लगा रहा है पानी डाइवर के ऊपर. ठीक है? लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड दिस क्वेश्चन. Here is a diver. He is standing here at a height of 20 meter. तो जब ये कूदेंगे, जंप करेंगे, तो दैट मीन्स इनिशियल वेलोसिटी 0 है, फिर उन्होंने जंप करा. बेटा देखो मोशन अंडर ग्रेविटी है, यहाँ आते आते इनकी वेलोसिटी क्या कर रही होगी? इंक्रीज कर रही होगी. इस पॉइंट पे कुछ वेलोसिटी होगी, मान लीजिए v वेलोसिटी है. ठीक है? v वेलोसिटी है. फिर जैसे ये पानी के अंदर जाएंगे इनकी वेलोसिटी कम होते होते क्या हो जाएगी? 0 और ये रेस्ट में आ जाएंगे. ये इतनी देर में, जब तक वो रेस्ट में आ रहे हैं तब तक इन कांटेक्ट विद वाटर हैं. कितनी देर के लिए? 0.8 सेकेंड्स के लिए. आपसे पूछा गया पानी फोर्स कितना लगा रहा है, तो बेटा फोर्स कैसे निकालते हैं? मास इनटू एक्सेलरेशन से. एक्सेलरेशन पहले निकालना पड़ेगा, मास तो क्वेश्चन में गिवन है. एक्सेलरेशन कहाँ से? देखिए इस ड्यूरेशन में ध्यान से समझिएगा. v तो 0 हो गया है, इनिशियल वेलोसिटी कौन सी लेंगे बच्चों, जब वो नीचे कूद रहा था तो ये जो ग्रीन कलर में v बना है ना, यहाँ तक की जो फाइनल वेलोसिटी है वही पानी के अंदर जाने के बाद क्या बन जाएगी, इनिशियल वेलोसिटी। सो लेट अस फाइंड दिस v बिकॉज दिस v विल बी योर नेक्स्ट u। ओके, कैसे निकाले, v स्क्वायर माइनस यू स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू 2as। बच्चों v स्क्वायर निकालना है, u 0 है, 2a की वैल्यू कितनी लेंगे 10, y क्योंकि मोशन अंडर ग्रेविटी है, s कितना है 20 मीटर टॉल बिल्डिंग है। तो यहाँ से देख लीजिए v स्क्वायर कितना आ रहा है हमारा 400, तो यहाँ से v कितना आ जाएगा 20 मीटर पर सेकेंड, इतना ही आ रहा है 20 मीटर पर सेकेंड। ठीक है, अब मुझे एक्सेलरेशन निकालना है। एक्सेलरेशन क्या होता है, v माइनस यू अपॉन टी, है ना। अब v क्या लेंगे, 20 लेंगे क्या, नहीं, देखो एक्सेलरेशन इस ड्यूरेशन का निकालना है ना बेटा, यहाँ पे v 0 हो जाएगा, क्यों, क्योंकि बॉडी इज फाइनली कमिंग टू रेस्ट। मैम इनिशियल क्या लेंगे बेटा, पानी के बाहर जो v था ना, जैसे ही पानी में एंटर करेगा, जब पानी फोर्स लगाना शुरू करेगा, वही उसका क्या बन जाएगा, इनिशियल वेलोसिटी। तो एक्सेलरेशन इज इक्वल टू v हो गया 0 माइनस 20 अपॉन 0.8। इफ यू विल कैलकुलेट यू विल गेट 25 मीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर। माइनस, माइनस क्यों आ रहा है, क्योंकि बॉडी रिटार्ड कर रही है। रिटार्ड क्यों कर रही है मैम, बेटा फोर्स लगाएगा ना वाटर उसके ऊपर, वाटर फोर्स लगाएगा ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में, तो बॉडी रिटार्ड करने लगेगी। फोर्स कितना लगेगा, मास है 50, एक्सेलरेशन आ गया 25, दैट इज 1250 न्यूटन। मैम नेगेटिव क्यों नहीं लगाया, बेटा उसने लिखा ही है व्हाट इज द फोर्स द वाटर इज एक्सर्टिंग, और वाटर किस में लगा रहा है, ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में लगा रहा है। आंसर इज 1250 न्यूटन। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, g इज द एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी ऑन अर्थ, व्हाट इज द एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी ऑन अनदर प्लैनेट जिसका मास और रेडियस ट्वाइस ऑफ अर्थ है। देख लेते हैं पहले फॉर्मूला क्या होता है इसका। देखिए g ऑन अर्थ इज इक्वल टू कैपिटल G मास ऑफ अर्थ अपॉन रेडियस ऑफ अर्थ का स्क्वायर, दिस इज द फॉर्मूला। कैपिटल G क्या होता है, यूनिवर्सल ग्रेविटेशनल कांस्टेंट। प्लैनेट पे निकालेंगे तो G मास ऑफ प्लैनेट अपॉन रेडियस ऑफ प्लैनेट का स्क्वायर। ठीक है, हमें एक रिलेशन दिया है क्वेश्चन में, क्या रिलेशन दिया है, मास ऑफ प्लैनेट कितना है 2 टाइम्स ऑफ मास ऑफ अर्थ है, रेडियस ऑफ प्लैनेट क्या है 2 टाइम्स ऑफ रेडियस ऑफ अर्थ है। इसमें पुट कर दीजिए, क्या बना, प्लैनेट इज इक्वल टू कैपिटल G m कितना 2 टाइम्स ऑफ मास ऑफ अर्थ, और rp कितना लिखेंगे 2 टाइम्स ऑफ re का होल स्क्वायर। ठीक है ना बच्चों, यहाँ से प्लैनेट का ग्रेविटी कितना आ जाएगा, देखिए ध्यान से, GME अपॉन RE का होल स्क्वायर। बाहर क्या लिख सकते हैं, देखो ये ऊपर वाला 2 और नीचे वाले 2 का स्क्वायर यानी कि 4, यानी कि कितना, हाफ। तो ग्रेविटी, एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी ऑन प्लैनेट, ये क्या है, ये एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी ऑन अर्थ है ना, ये देखो एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी ऑन अर्थ का क्या है, हाफ। ठीक है, तो क्वेश्चन देखिए G का क्या है, ये हाफ। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, देयर इज अ प्लास्टिक ब्लॉक ऑफ वॉल्यूम V and it is made up of a material density rho and it is floating, अच्छा फ्लोट कर रहा है ना, लिक्विड ऑफ डेंसिटी सिग्मा कंटेन्ड इन अ बीकर। ड्यूरिंग द फ्री फॉल द अपथ्रस्ट ऑन द ब्लॉक विल बी। देखिए बच्चों, पहली बात किस पे ध्यान देनी है, देखिए फ्लोटिंग। फ्लोटिंग का मतलब क्या होता है, फ्लोट कब करती है, जब नीचे लगने वाला फोर्स और ऊपर लगने वाला फोर्स क्या हो जाता है, बैलेंस। ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे क्या है, फ्री फॉल। ठीक है, तो फ्री फॉल में क्या होता है बेटा, फ्री फॉल में अपथ्रस्ट की वैल्यू क्या हो जाती है, 0। ठीक है, क्यों, क्योंकि नेट फोर्स ही क्या हो जाएगा, 0 हो जाएगा। ठीक, जो फ्लोटेशन वाली कंडीशन ही क्या होती है, नीचे जितना लग रहा है उतना ही ऊपर लग रहा है, तो नेट क्या हो जाएगा, 0 हो जाएगा। इस केस में क्या होता है, फ्री फॉल की कंडीशन में क्या होता है, अपथ्रस्ट आपका क्या हो जाता है ब्लॉक पे, 0, इट इज इक्वल टू 0। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट, इसमें कुछ भी कैलकुलेट नहीं करना है, सिंपल आपको एक लाइन पकड़ लेनी है कॉन्सेप्ट की, कि इफ इट इज फ्री फॉल, फ्लोटिंग था, नेट फोर्स 0। ठीक है, अपथ्रस्ट मतलब 0। ओके, इफ द डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड बाय अ बॉडी इन nth सेकेंड इज 12 + 8n, इनिशियल वेलोसिटी और एक्सेलरेशन कितना होगा इसका। अच्छा देखिए कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे बेटा, nth सेकेंड का क्या मतलब होता है, मतलब 6 सेकेंड नहीं, 6th सेकेंड। 6 सेकेंड्स और 6th सेकेंड में क्या डिफरेंस है, 6 सेकंड मतलब टोटल 6 सेकंड्स में कितना ट्रैवल किया। 6th सेकंड मतलब एग्जैक्टली जब 6th सेकंड था ना, 5वां सेकंड, 6वां सेकंड, दूसरा सेकंड, तब कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल किया। उसके लिए फॉर्मूला क्या होता है, s इज इक्वल टू u प्लस a बाई 2n माइनस 1। n क्या है, nth सेकेंड है। यहाँ पे s की वैल्यू कितनी है, 12 प्लस 8n, 12 प्लस 8n इक्वल टू, देखिए u प्लस मल्टीप्लाई करिए 2an बाई 2 माइनस a बाई 2। ओके भाई, 12 प्लस 8n इज इक्वल टू u प्लस 2 से 2 कैंसिल, क्या बचा an माइनस a बाई 2। अब देखो ध्यान से बेटा, यहाँ पे 8n लिखा हुआ है, n के साथ एक टर्म है, हमने क्या करा, u माइनस a बाई 2 को एक साथ लिखा और प्लस an को एक साथ लिखा। अगर आप लेफ्ट हैंड साइड और राइट हैंड साइड कंपेयर करोगे तो देखो 8n किसके बराबर है, an के बराबर है। 8n इज इक्वल टू an, n से n कैंसिल, एक्सेलरेशन ऑफ द बॉडी कितना आ गया, 8 मीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर। ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे जो बचा है वो कंपेयर कर दीजिए। 12 इज इक्वल टू यू माइनस a बाय 2। ठीक है, अब a कितना आ गया, अभी आपने कैलकुलेट किया, कितना आया 8, तो 12 इज इक्वल टू u माइनस 8 बाय 2 यानी कि 4, माइनस 4 इधर जाएगा तो प्लस 4 हो जाएगा, तो u इज इक्वल टू 12 प्लस 4 यानी कितना, 16 मीटर पर सेकेंड। तो u हो गया 16 मीटर पर सेकेंड, 8 हो गया एक्सेलरेशन। हमने सिर्फ nth सेकेंड में डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल्ड की इक्वेशन को कंपेयर किया, जितनी वैल्यू हमें दी गई है डिस्टेंस की एट द nth सेकेंड, दैट इज 12 प्लस 8n। कितना आ रहा है, 16 आ रहा है और 8 आ रहा है। ये C इज द करेक्ट आंसर। So this was all from the physics portion of the paper. Let us move towards chemistry.
हेलो एंड वेलकम ऑल ऑफ यू। अभी आप सब लोगों का GTSC का स्लॉट 1 हो गया चुका है एंड आई एम श्योर वो बहुत ही अच्छा रहा होगा। सो आई योर केमिस्ट्री टीचर हियर एट ग्रोथ प्रेप, कांक्षा खंडेलवाल इज ब्रिंगिंग ऑल द सॉल्यूशंस ऑफ केमिस्ट्री सेक्शन के जो आपके क्वेश्चंस थे। सो लेट्स क्विकली स्टार्ट। सो द वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन दैट यू हैड वाज आइडेंटिफाई द ब्रॉन्स्टेड-लॉरी एसिड्स। वी ऑल नो ब्रॉन्स्टेड-लॉरी एसिड्स वो होते हैं जो आपके H प्लस आयन रिलीज करते हैं। अगर आप इस केमिकल इक्वेशन को देखेंगे, सो नाइट्रिक एसिड जो है वो अपना H प्लस आयन दे के वाटर को H3O प्लस में कन्वर्ट कर रहा है और खुद वो NO3 माइनस में कन्वर्ट हो गया। दस your nitric acid is the one which is providing the H plus ion, thus acting like a Bronsted-Lowry acid. So the correct answer for this is option C. The next question that you had was, Sona was comparing the number of molecules present in different compounds. So हमें पता लगाना है इसके अंदर कि 8 ग्राम्स ऑक्सीजन में जितने मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं उतने ही किस सब्सटेंस में होंगे। सो इफ यू लुक केयरफुली, अगर नंबर ऑफ मोल्स इक्वल होते हैं तो नंबर ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल्स भी इक्वल हैं। सो लेट्स से सबसे पहले हम लोग नंबर ऑफ मोल्स निकाल लेते हैं हमारे पास इन 8 ग्राम्स के अंदर ऑफ O2। सो 8 डिवाइडेड बाय 32, व्हाई 32? से ऑक्सीजन 1 एटम इज 16, देयर 2 एटम्स, सो इनटू 2, 1/4 मोल्स है हमारे पास, राइट। सो जिसमें 1/4 मोल्स आएगा उसी के अंदर सेम नंबर ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल्स होंगे, बिकॉज क्या करेंगे आप, जितने नंबर ऑफ मोल्स है उसे अवोगाड्रो नंबर से जब मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे सो यू विल गेट द नंबर ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल्स, राइट। सो इसमें करते हैं 28, कार्बन इज 12, यू नो, ऑक्सीजन इज 16, सो मॉलिक्यूलर मास कितना हो गया 28, 1, इसमें 14/28, इसमें हाफ था, this is 7/28, 1/4. So the correct answer comes out to be option C for this, 1/4 and 1/4. You can easily check here. The next question was, which of the following statements about lithium is incorrect? So lithium में जैसे electronic configuration से हम start करते हैं 2-1 होती है, right? So it is used to make alloys, बिल्कुल सही बात। It's a good reducing agent. What is a reducing agent? Which reduces the other substance itself gets oxidized. तो अपना तो ये एक इलेक्ट्रॉन लूज करना चाहेगा ताकि नोबल गैस कॉन्फिगरेशन अटेन कर सके, thereby acting like a very good reducing agent. Lithium chloride is insoluble in alcohol. This statement is incorrect. The reason is lithium chloride जो उसका नेचर होता है कोवलेंट, क्योंकि वो खुद कोवलेंट है तो वो अल्कोहल में सॉल्युबल होगा, राइट। पोलर आपके पास जो है उसमें वो सॉल्युबल होगा, कोवलेंट नेचर है इसका, ठीक है। लाइक डिसॉल्व्स लाइक, सो द करेक्ट आंसर फॉर दिस इज ऑप्शन सी। Okay, lithium chloride is soluble in alcohol. That's the correct statement. The next was which of the following statements are correct. So अगर ध्यान से देखोगे so first statement ही incorrect है यहाँ पे. क्यों? क्योंकि सारे reactions आपके oxidation और reduction होते ही नहीं है, right? Some of your displacement reactions they are not, ठीक है, some of your double displacement reactions they are not your redox reactions. उसके अलावा आपके पास some of the decomposition reactions वो नहीं होते हैं. So first statement is incorrect. Oxidizing agent कौन सा है? जो दूसरे को oxidize करे और खुद reduce हो, बिल्कुल सही है. हमेशा में पता है ऑक्सीडेशन रिडक्शन साइड बाय साइड चलता है तभी उन्हें रिडॉक्स रिएक्शंस कहते हैं. दैट इज आल्सो करेक्ट. एंड ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर इंक्रीजेस ड्यूरिंग योर ऑक्सीडेशन, बिल्कुल सही है. पॉज बिकॉज व्हाट इज ऑक्सीडेशन? लॉस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन, पॉजिटिव चार्ज बढ़ रहा होता है उसके अंदर. सो फॉर दिस द करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन बी. 2, 3, 4 बिल्कुल सही स्टेटमेंट्स. ओनली स्टेटमेंट 1 इज इनकरेक्ट. The next was your class 9th topic. Which of the following is the correct sequence with respect to atomic models? अगर ध्यान से देखेंगे तो सबसे पहले आप सबको याद होगा, I'm pretty sure कि सबसे पहले हमारा solid sphere model आया था. फिर हमारा वो tasty delicious सा plum pudding जिसे हम हमारा J.J. Thomson का जो मॉडल है watermelon मॉडल भी जैसे हम कहते हैं. Then Rutherford's solar system या nuclear model, and after that you had the Bohr's model. So ये वाला सीक्वेंस आपके ऑप्शन बी में फॉलो हो रहा है. So the correct answer is option B for this. The next was आपके पास this question I found very very interesting actually. ये बहुत ही ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन था आपका, जिसके अंदर ये लोग आपसे पूछ रहे हैं कि एक्चुअल वैल्यू से कितना कम हुआ है. तो सबसे पहले तो हमारे पास हम लिख लेते हैं दिस इज कार्बन 12, राइट. सो हमारे पास इसमें कितने हैं? नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स इज इक्वल्स टू नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स विच इज 6, ठीक है. नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स इज ऑल्सो 6, ठीक है. सब कुछ 6 है. प्रोटॉन्स, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, न्यूट्रॉन्स सब कुछ 6 है हमारे पास. अब ये क्या कह रहा है हमारे पास कि if the mass of the neutron is assumed to be half its original value whereas that of the electron is assumed to be thrice of its original value, ठीक है. that means atomic mass. पहली चीज तो ये पूछा न्यू एटॉमिक मास क्या होगा. so we all know कि एटॉमिक मास होता है मास ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स प्लस मास ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स. तो पहले तो 12 था, 6 + 6. अब कितना होगा? सो इलेक्ट्रॉन का तो कोई रोल ही नहीं है, ठीक बात है ना. इलेक्ट्रॉन्स का तो कोई रोल ही नहीं है यहाँ पे हमारे पास ये क्या कह रहा है? हमारे पास ये कह रहा है कि नंबर ऑफ न्यूक्लियॉन्स कितने चेंज हो रहे हैं. सो न्यूट्रॉन्स को हमने आधा कर दिया है, ठीक है. न्यूट्रॉन्स का आधा हो गया है. सो आधा होने का मतलब क्या हो गया हमारे पास, ठीक है. हाफ होने का मतलब हो गया है हमारे पास 6 है और पहले 6 थे, अब 3 हो गए हैं, which is 9. So earlier my atomic mass was 12, now it is 9. So 3 का रिडक्शन हुआ है. 3 मैथ्स का सिंपल 12 into 100, 1/4, 25% लेस हो गया है हमारा, ठीक है. द मास ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन प्रोटॉन कंसिडर टू बी द सेम. इसके अंदर यहाँ पे मास के टर्म्स में कह रहे हैं, उसी चीज को हम लोग यहाँ पे नंबर के टर्म्स में भी कह सकते हैं, ठीक है. सो परफेक्टली फाइन. सो ऑप्शन सी इज द राइट आंसर फॉर दिस. The next question is very very interesting and very very simple. To an unknown solution of silver coin was dipped. After some time our silver coin turns black. सबको पता है silver की tarnishing, and silver कब turn black करता है? Because of the formation of silver sulfide Ag2S. And we know very well कि जब silver hydrogen sulfur based compound से sulfur based compound से रिएक्ट करता है तब वो ब्लैक टर्न कर जाता है. सो फॉर दिस द करेक्ट आंसर कम्स आउट टू बी ऑप्शन बी, हाइड्रोजन सल्फाइड. सो आई एम श्योर आपका केमिस्ट्री का सेक्शन बहुत ही अच्छा रहा होगा. नाउ वी बी मूविंग टुवर्ड्स द नेक्स्ट सेक्शन. थैंक यू.
हे गाइस, आई बिलीव दैट आपकी जीटीएससी बहुत अच्छी गई होगी. लेट अस क्विकली ट्राई टू डिस्कस द क्वेश्चंस दैट अपीयर्ड इन द बायोलॉजी सेक्शन. So the first question was fairly easy. Ribosomes found inside mitochondria of a plant cell. Now we are talking about mitochondria, which is a semi-autonomous organelle, and we know that mitochondria or chloroplast have originated from prokaryotes, right? This is what we believe under the endosymbiotic theory, right? That was propagated by Lynn Margulies, right? So prokaryotes, they always have 70S ribosomes, not 80S, and that is why we should know that ribosomes inside mitochondria or chloroplast should always be 70S type ribosomes. Easy tha, right? The hydrolases enzyme present in the lysosomes are active in. Now we know lysosomes are digestive organelles. अगर उनके hydrolases that can break things in presence of water हमेशा active रहते तो क्या हो जाता? हर चीज पूरा खुद lysosome भी टूट जाता. So these hydrolases are specially activated only in acidic conditions. ठीक है, जो lysosomes maintain करते हैं when they want to digest something. Right. So the correct answer for this particular question was A, that is acidic conditions. Assertion reason question hai. This is one of the tricky questions. Connective tissues are the most abundant and widely distributed. Now वैसे तो ये एक fact की तरह भी आप याद कर सकते हो, but आपको ये भी blood लगभग सब जगह है, right? So bones are present all over the body, right? So ये दो hint आपके लिए काफी होता. Now reason is they link and support other tissues or organs of the body. Now you can certainly find sense in that, right? Bones not only support your sitting posture, blood not only provides oxygen to all the cells of the body, they do a lot of that work, right? So that is why the correct answer is A. The filamentous cyanobacteria, also known as a blue-green algae, formerly known as that, they can perform photosynthesis even though they are prokaryotes, right? So Nostoc and Anabina, ये एकदम straight away fact पे question था, but I am very sure आपने अच्छा किया होगा. DPT gives protection against. Now why do we follow diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus, right? So correct answer was B. Blood enters the heart because muscles off. Now this is very simple, but घुमा के पूछ लिया. Now blood enters the heart through right and left atrium, right? So when the atrium will relax, then only the blood will enter. Otherwise, if it's contracting, the blood will be forced into the ventricles. Now three statements are there. Bolus is related with mouth. Yes. Upon digestion, the food is folded into a ball-shaped structure, जिसको हम bolus कहते हैं. Pepsinogen is an inactive enzyme produced from the pancreas. Correct. उसको activate करने वाला HCl है. खुद pepsin भी जब pepsinogen activate होके pepsin बन जाता है. Pancreas is a heterocrine gland that secretes enzymes and hormones. That's correct. It secretes a lot of enzymes like trypsin, and it secretes hormones like insulin and glucagon. So 1 and 3 and 2 actually are correct, but incorrect के वजह से ये गलत हो गया, right? Only के वजह से ये गलत हो गया, ठीक है? Now you will be discussing the mathematics problems. I am very sure you must have done excellently there as well.
Hello and welcome to the math section, guys. My name is Rohan. If you haven't attempted the test yet, you can do it in the coming slots. The link is given in the description. Let's go ahead. So this was the first question. In the first question, we can actually see that it is a very long algebraic expression, right? So what shall we do? So the hint is given in the options. If you look at the options carefully, they are only numbers, and they don't have a hint of x, y, z in it, right? So what you have to do is we have to create it in such a way. You have to simplify it in such a way that the numerator and the denominator get cancelled, right? That's the mostly way. And what will help us, x, y, z is equal to 1 is the information that is going to help us, right? This was the knowledge pre-required for this question. Okay, now A is the right answer, we all know this, but how did they achieve that? So if you look at it, I just converted this minus power into this fraction. This y will go up and this will become y upon y plus xy plus 1, z upon z plus y z plus 1, and xy upon x plus xz plus 1. Now if you look carefully, what do we want to do is, we want to make the denominators same, right? We want to make the denominators same. So what I have done is, I know that x, y, z is equal to 1, right? So if I multiply this by z, this will become zy upon yz plus 1 plus z. So what will happen? It will again become zy, and x, y, z will become 1. This will go to 1, right? Because z is multiplied, and this will become z. So in the first thing, which I will have x, zy upon yz plus 1 upon z. As I have the first term with me, then the focus shifts to make all the denominators same to yz plus 1 plus z. Okay. So in the next session, and in the next part of the problem, where is the second term, so we are multiplying it by x. If you multiply this by x, it will become xz this will become xz. Still we are not reaching the desired conclusion, right? This will become xyz, this will become 1 and it will become x. Similarly in the last one you can see if we multiply this by, so let's keep it like this, right? Or we can multiply it by z. If you multiply it by z, what will you get? If you multiply it by z, what will you get? So for example, if you just look at it, so if you just look at it, the second one and the third one is now same. Okay, the second one is xz plus 1 plus x and x plus zx plus 1. Right, the denominators for the last two are same. So we just have to convert the first one to the second two. Right. So which we have observed in course of doing it. So if you look at the first one, how can we make it same as the second one, the denominator? So I'm now going to multiply it by x. If I multiply it by x, it will become xyz, that is going to be 1. 1 will become x and it will become zx. Now you can directly see this xyz is 1. The numerator in the xyz in the numerator is also equal to 1. So it will finally conclude to 1 plus xz plus x divided by 1 plus xz plus x, and the value will be equal to 1. So guys, this is bit difficult. I completely agree with that point. But yes, it could be done if you go to the right direction of making the denominator same. Let's go for the next question. In the next question, it is very simple. You all look at it, what is being done here. So we just have to break every part of it, right? So we have to get it to some common number so that we can add all the powers or subtract the powers, right? And you can also see we can only find the prime numbers if you disintegrate it. You'll find the prime numbers 2, 5, 3, right? That's all you are going to find. So that's how it is being done, guys. B is the right answer. Let's see how. So I have done the same way. 4n could be written as 2 to the power 2n, 20m could be written as 2 into 5, and the same power can go, so like 2 to the power 2, that is 4, and 4 to the power m minus 1, 5 to the power m minus 1. So there is nothing to explain so much in this question. The better thing would be if you try it along with the video right now. So what you can do is finally you'll get powers of 2 all along. So, okay, so we'll add all these powers of 2, all these powers of 5, all these powers of 3. Similar powers you'll get in the denominator as well, right? Similar thing. So you have to do the simplification there as well. Finally, you will be left with only 2 in the numerator because you will cancel out the denominator's power by subtracting it. So 4m minus 4m, 2m minus n minus 2m, 3m to the power 2m minus 2m plus 2, right? That is all we are getting in the denominator. Finally, it will reduce to 2 to the power minus 2, 5 to the power minus 3, and 5 to the power minus 3, and 3 to the power, so let's check. So 2 to the power 2m plus 1, 2 to the power 2m plus 1. So n will also get cancelled, right? And we will be left with 3 to the power 2m minus 2 minus 2m plus 2. Finally, it will be 5 to the power minus 3 and 3 to the power 0. So finally, this will go to 125. 1 upon 4 into 125, that is 1 upon 500, and that will be our answer. So now the value of this equation is directly a question of rationalization, right? So to rationalize this, you can see 3 plus 1 upon root 3. We can leave it right now because it is the easy part. Let's do the difficult part. So when we are solving it, B is the right answer anyhow, you know that. Let's see how is it done. So I have done the rationalization of the second and the third and the fourth term. I've done that same, and if you will see, you'll get the same thing, 3 minus root 3, 3 square, that is 9 minus 3, and I have also changed the subtraction. Just look at this. Initially it was root 3 minus 3, and I have done this. I've changed this plus to minus, and I've also changed the sign here so that I have some kind of easiness while doing it. You can prefer not to change it and do it as you want, but finally you are going to get the similar answer 3. Okay, let's go ahead with the next question. In this question is from linear equations, right? Consistent and inconsistent equations. So it has been asked that how, like, infinitely many solutions. To get infinitely many solutions, you need to understand that the equations must be exactly same. For example, that means a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is equal to c1 upon c2. So we know what are a1, b1 and c1 here, k plus 1, 8, and if you could take 4k to the left hand side will be minus 4k, right? Similarly on this side, or you can keep it on the right hand side and apply that theorem, that thing collectively with both of these, right? So when you are trying to do it, what will you get? Of course, A is the right answer. Let's see how. So I've done the same thing, k plus 1 upon k. So guys, in this case, solving these two, you are going to get two different equations in K, right? And both of these equations will have two different values because it will be a quadratic equation, right? You're very clear about quadratic equation right now. So K must be equal to 1 upon 3, 1 and 3. If you just solve this quadratic equation, you will finally reach to 1 and 3, right? From the second two equations, you will again get a quadratic equation. If you will solve this, you will get 1 and 2. But you have to reach to one final value of K that will make the complete solution, the complete equation which we right now have, like identical or to have infinitely many solutions, right? So what is the common number? 1 is the common number. So K must be equal to 1 so that it satisfies both the equations, because simultaneously it needs to satisfy each of the equations, right? So that is the prime thing which the question has been asked for. Okay, let's go ahead. This question is very simple. If you haven't I expect everybody to solve this. This will give you like full marks, right? So C is the right answer 4. Let's see how is it done. So similarly, we are going to find 1 upon m, right? Like the moment we are successful in converting everything, like putting everything to the numerator, our job is done. So 1 upon m, if you try to multiply this, you get the same thing. 49 minus 48 will simply turn into 1, right? You'll get 7 plus 4 root 3. So m plus 1 upon m is given as 14. Okay, we have been asked root m plus 1 upon root m. Guys, try to understand, in the previous type of questions which we have been seeing in class 8 as well as class 9 as well, this is what we have been asked for, right? But in this case, the question is a bit different because we are asked upon root m plus 1 upon root m, right? So if you just look at it, can we assume m plus 1 upon m as this one, right? I'm trying to compare these two things. Initially, we were given m plus 1 upon m, right, in the previous classes, and we have to find m square plus 1 upon m square, right? In this case, we have to find m plus 1 upon m if you consider the last scenario which I will talk about. So yes, guys, that's what I am doing. So therefore, I am adding 2 to it so that I can apply the formula of root m plus 1 upon root m whole square. So when we add 2, we have to add 2 on the other side also, we'll get 16. So now if you will square it, you'll get m plus 1 upon m plus 2, that is 16. But we are not concerned about squaring it, we are actually concerned about the unsquared part, right? So this is square is equal to 4 square. So on squaring, you can simply see that this is m plus 1 upon m is equal to 4, right? Got my point? Okay, so that is our answer. You cannot see a negative answer here. So I am glad that you might be able to understand that what I am trying to say. Okay. Okay, so in this question, ABC is a right angle triangle. AB is given as 6, AC is given as 8. So guys, if you draw if you have drawn the image of this question, right, the figure required for the question, you have completed it that moment of time, right? That is the catch of the question. Once you have created the image, it's final and done. Okay, so let's look at the diagram, right? See the right answer. So I have created similar image. 6, 8, 10, these are Pythagorean triplets. So if it is given 6, 8 or 6, 10, you can always find out the third side. So if this is the diameter, and to the diameter of it is actually in a connected semicircle, right? A semicircle. So it is given that it is a semicircle. So we have got BC is equal to 10. Simply we will find out the area of the semicircle, that is x, which has been given as x. That is 9 pi upon 2, y is 16 pi upon 2, and z is this. And we have to carefully see that we have to find the value of x plus y minus z. Okay, so 0 is a complete possibility in such type of questions. So don't try to neglect zeros in such cases. So x plus y minus z is completely 0. That is the right answer. Let's go for the next question. This question is also very interesting because guys, we have been given a cubic equation, right? We have been also given that the product of the zeros a, b is minus 1. And the value of this is, that has been asked, right? So what do we know about the nature of roots, the character of roots, right, and about the product and the sum of roots? So let's try to understand this. So guys, a plus b plus c, that is the sum of the roots, is minus b upon a. What is minus b here? It will be minus b upon 1. So it is minus b. A, b, b, c, c, a, that is the sum of the product of roots, that is c upon a. And it will be positive, right? So it will be q upon 1, that is q. Finally, the total product of roots will be minus d upon a, that is minus r upon 1, that is minus r. So it is given that AB is equal to -1. In the question, it is given AB is equal to -1. So now our work starts. This is the pre-required knowledge. If you don't have this knowledge, you will not be able to solve this question. Okay. So -1 into C is equal to -R. So C is equal to R. Right. This is the first thing we know. Right. Because AB is given as -1, so we have to substitute AB here and we'll get -1 and C is equal to -R. So C is equal to R. Now in the first one, can we substitute R here? So A plus B plus R is equal to -P. So we have got A plus B in terms of P and R, right? Similarly, in the last one, I am substituting AB as -1 and I will take common. I'll convert C to R and then I'll take common R. So B plus A is given as -P minus R. So the question is carefully weaved to get to this point, right? Ultimately, we'll reach this point. There should not be, the approach should not be to find the value of P, Q and R and then try to solve. That will be ultra difficult for you. Okay, so B is the right answer, -1 is the right answer, you can see there. Okay, let's go ahead. So this is a simple question. Again, an image of this would help you by like a large point, right? If you just look at it, so the inner diameter is 14, it is dug to a depth of 15 meters, the earth is taken out, it has been spread all around to the width of 7 meters. So guys, we just need to understand that the radius of the bigger circle and the smaller circle is what? Because that is going to take the change, because the height will remain same, right? Now, depth is 15, you know that the depth is 15, right? So you can solve it like this. Just look at this. So volume of the earth taken out. So we know that the smaller circle diameter is radius is 7. So if you solve it, you'll get this one, this much amount, right? Now the volume of earth taken out. What is the volume of earth taken out? Is the volume of the embankment. जितना यहाँ से मिट्टी निकाली जाएगी, उतना ही मिट्टी इसमें भरी जाएगी, right? That is the point. So let's try to understand what is the volume of the embankment, because that is what we can find out. So guys, how will we find out? So R1 plus R2, it says that the width of this embankment is 7. So this length was 7 initially, the width is 7 again. So you know what is the new radius? It will be 14. So the new radius will be 14, the smaller radius will be 7. So I'm going to subtract so that I can get the volume of this width. So 14 square minus 7 square, and initially it is 22 upon 7, 7 square 15. We will solve this out, you'll get 5 meters. And that will be our answer. B is the right answer. This question is very easy. I have done it in class 8th also with the students of class 8th also, and this is actually a mark scoring question. Guys, this is 130, right? And this is 110. It is given that AB is parallel to CD. AB is parallel to CD, right? Okay, so it's very easy to find it out. How you are going to do it? So if this is parallel, right? So you know what triangles you are looking at right now. So guys, you can find out this angle actually, right? This angle and this angle could be found out, right? And this angle could also be found out. So if you just look at it, you'll get the point. This is 130. So what will be this? It will be 80 में जाने के लिए कितना करना पड़ेगा इसको? This will be 50, right? What will be this point? What will be this point? This is OCD. OCD is 110. So this will be 70. So guys, you know what will be this? This will be 60 degrees. B is the right answer. So we have drawn a line parallel to AB, and if it is parallel to AB, it is parallel to CD as well, right? EF is a line parallel. So you have drawn a line parallel like that. Okay, that's how we have to do this. So guys, so the hint was also given. So you need to understand the construction part. B is the right answer. A number when divided by 5 leaves a remainder 3. So guys, this is actually related to the Euclid's formula, right? Euclid's lemma. The remainder when the sum of twice the square of the number, thrice the number, and 2 is divided by 5. Let's look at the question. So it is given that this number, when we divide it by 5, you get the remainder 3. That is how the Euclid's division lemma is written, right? Okay. Okay, now just look at this. So it is said that the square of the number multiplied by 2, then the number multiplied by 3 and added to 2. So all of these added. When it is divided by 5, what will be the remainder? If you just look at it, so I'm just expanding it, right? 5 cube plus 3, we expanded it, we'll get this 5 cube plus 3. So finally, we'll add all of these like terms, and adding all of these like terms, you will see that this is divisible by 5, there will be no remainder. This is divisible by 5, there will be no remainder, but this has some sort of remainder in it, and that will be the remainder for the total equation. If you try to do that, you'll get it. The remainder is 4, because 25 and 4 will be 29. So yes, 4 is the right answer. A is the right answer. Now in this question, ABCD is a quadrilateral such that BC is equal to BA. Such that BC is equal to BA. So guys, just look at, again, drawing the diagram will help you by a lot of margin. Right, CD is greater than AD, which of the following is correct? So I have drawn the diagram. I have drawn the diagram is a quadrilateral such that BC is equal to BA. Right, so if these two lines are equal, so these two angles must also be equal. Right, so we are already done with that part. Now it is given that CD is greater than AD. CD is greater than AD, so we know that this angle, I am making it dark because it's a larger angle, right? And this is a smaller angle, so little line, right? So now if this is x, and this is y, this is z, we know that y is greater than z. Y is greater than z. So what we can do is y plus x will be greater than z plus x, right? This is what we can conclude from it, right? So if you just look at it, which of the following is correct? Look at the C option, BAD. BAD must be greater than BCD. There are no other options. That is the right thing. Right? C is the right thing. Let's go ahead. Okay guys, this is again a question where you require calculation skills more than any other skill, right? So just look at it. So we have to do the rationalization, but in such types of rationalization, when we have three terms and all of these are non-negotiable, that they will not be like, right? They cannot add them, right? So what we have to do is we have to take pairs, right? We'll take one pair and we'll create pairs. So we will take a pair of, let's look at this. So I have taken two of these numbers in one pair and this is different, right? Now I have applied the rationalization and then I'll get some sort of rational numbers and we can combine it. So now where we had three numbers, irrational numbers, now we have only one irrational number in the denominator, and the next part of it will be easy for us. Guys, you just have to be very fluent with the calculations and the rest of it is not very difficult to understand. Okay, so I'm leaving it for you. Try to do it, pause the video, try to do it. If you are able to do it, you have lots of confidence in you, right? So guys, yeah, what is this question telling us about? This is again a very simple question. These questions are such questions which will help you to get marks, right? This will take less time, solve and get the equal amount of marks. So guys, you need to be very much aware of these type of questions. So in this question, this is given a unique solution. You have to find out the unique solution. So in the unique solution, like to be a unique solution, we know that a1 upon a2 must not be equal to b1 upon b2, right? So that is what drives us to the solution of it. That we write it in such a form, then a1 is this, b1 is this, c1 is this. So a1 upon a2 must not be equal to b1 upon b2. And there is no other condition, right? And do you remember the previous question which we did in such fashion? In that question, we did use the two of these equations, but here you just have to use one. So k upon 6 must be not equal to minus 1 upon minus 2, right? So if you check it out, you'll find out k must not be equal to 3. So k could be any other value, but k must not be equal to 3. So D is the right answer. This question is again bit tricky and bit difficult as well. So guys, we need to first of all understand the question. Many of you might do a problem here also. You need to understand that this is related to the next one, right? This is related to the next one, right? There will be no brackets at all. You need to understand it by the fashion and the pattern of the question. So guys, what to do? So guys, you understand, right? A to the power n, right? A to the power 1 upon n is written as na, right? Nth root of it, right? So that's what we have to do. This x to the power 4 is the roots of 9 to the power x, 9 to the power x to the power 10, right? So we'll have to keep it to the power. We have to change it to the power thing, right? Be the right answer. Let's look how. So it will be x to the power 4, x to the power 10. This is what we'll have finally. Then x to the power 10 minus 4, x to the power 6. And then we can directly multiply it to 6 x to the power 6 because it is in multiplication. You'll get 54 x to the power 6. Again, you'll find x cube with it. So we'll do the same thing with it and you'll get 54 x cube. And then we'll multiply with 3, you'll get 162 x cube, right? And then we'll see that x cube and then x square will subtract similarly, right? We'll get 162 to the power x, and then we'll multiply with 322 4 to the power x, and then again the x will be cancelled, and we'll get 324 under root, that is 18. So yes, 18 is the right answer, B is the right answer. Let's go with the next question. This question is very interesting as well as very, very easy. Guys, you need to understand that 10 can only be obtained. 10 can only be obtained if you get a pair of 2 and 5. Only 1 2 and only 1 5, right, separately cannot make a 10, right? Any other number is not going to help you to make 10, otherwise 10, okay? So 2 and 5 must be a part of it. So we have to understand the limiting factor. What will limit the factor of getting more 10s, right? So guys, you just look at, we have 3 2s and 5 4s, right? Sorry, 4 5s and 3 2s. So we need to understand that if we multiply, how many 10s we can get. So we can only get as long as one of it is not exhausted, right? Whatever, whichever can exhaust. If we have only 2 5s, it would have exhausted in 2 times, right? In 2 2s. So here the limiting factor would be 2. That means we only have 3 2s and we have 5 4s, but we cannot use that 5. We cannot use that 5 4 5 to create a 10. So we can only create 3 10s, and that is due to 2 to the power 3 and 5 to the power 3, it will get 3 10s, and this is B is the right answer. Now in this question, the factors, guys, this question is a bit lengthy, bit difficult. You have to be very much aware throughout this question. Guys, you have to first of all multiply this, right? First of all multiply this, you'll get, and then rearrange the terms, and then you have to try to find out the B minus A, right? You know the options, just look at the options, B minus A, B minus C, A minus C. So that gives us a hint that B minus A is one of the factors we are looking for. So we'll convert this to B minus A all, right? A minus B or B minus A. So we'll get this one. Just go through with the solution. Just pause it, go through the solution. You will understand this, right? But the idea behind why we are doing it is driven by the options. I have seen B minus A here. I have seen B minus C there. I have seen A minus C there. That's what I have done. So when I found out these three, the fourth one will automatically come, right? That is A plus B plus C, right, guys? Okay. You can also try it by doing it with the formula of A cube minus B cube, right? That will also lead you somewhere. Try to do it. This question is a bit lengthy, but it does not have anything conceptually in it. You just have to be very good with practice so that you can get these ideas, what steps to apply. The rest of it is like, I don't think it is much of conceptual background. So A, B, C, D are the zeros of this. The value of A plus B plus C plus D upon B plus C is given such that A is equal to B, right? And C is less than D. So this question is also a very good question. Just look at this. How is it done? B is the right answer. Just look at this. Why? So guys, this question belong to the rational root theorem. In the rational root theorem, we find out all the prime factors, right? All the factors, right? Combining all the factors of the constant term, and not the only the positive factors, also the negative factors, right? We'll take minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 into consideration, right? So these could be the probable factors, the probable zeros of this equation, right? These all could be probable zeros, not that this must be a zero, right? What I'm trying to say, but anyone would be. So what we have to do is, then we try to check with these values. When we put 1 into it, if you are not getting zeros, we will try to do minus 1, then 2, minus 2, then 3, minus 3. So when you will put 3, you will get a 0. And putting 3 will giving you a 0 is a clear indication towards you have to check minus 3 as well. So if you take x plus 3 and minus 3, you will get a 0 for this equation, right? You will try to put it in, you will get 0. Right? So finally you will get through two factors, x plus 3 and x minus 3. And that will convert into x square minus 9. Right, now when we have this factor x square minus 9, this is a degree 4 equation, right? And we have got a degree 2 equation which is a factor of it. So we can divide it and get a degree 2 equation, right? Guys, even if you like, why did we search for minus 3 when we had plus 3 also? Because this is a degree 4 equation. You will not be able to solve the cubic equations as well. We only know how to solve quadratic equations. So that is the point of understanding here, that we have to divide it by the factor x square minus 9. I will get a quadratic equation again. Now I will try to solve the quadratic equation again. So finally we'll be up with all these zeros. Now the equation, the information given in the question will be used, that A is equal to B, because how do we know which is A, which is B, which is C, which is D? So A is equal to B gives you a clear understanding that minus 3 and minus 3 will be A and B. And 3 and 4 are the others. So we don't know which is C, which is D, because it is very important, because B plus C is the denominator. right? If you convert C, if you change it with D, you'll get a different answer. C is less than D. So just look at it, which number is less? 3 is less, so C is less than D, so C is 3, D is 4. So final equation will go to A plus B plus C plus D will be very simple. 3 minus 3 will become 0 and 4 minus 3 will become 1. But B plus C, that is minus 3 plus 3 will become 0. So division of 0 is not defined. So therefore the answer will be not defined. I am not sure how many of you have corrected this, but if you have corrected this, you have actually some kind of subject knowledge and you must be happy about it. So guys, this question is again very simple question. You might have done it in class 8th, I guess. Yeah, class 8th, I guess. Yeah, might have done it. So guys, this question is very easy. I just want to tell you how this is done if you are not sure about it. So if there are two towns and the distance between them is 150, if they go in the same direction, right? So one will go like this, the other one will go like this, and they meet it like here, let's say. So the difference in the distance covered by them will be 150 only. So the difference will be 150 if they are going in the same direction. So 15x minus 59. What is 15x? 15x is the distance traveled by the car A in x, like x is the speed in 15 hours, right? So 15x minus 15y is given, so we can find out x minus y. Similarly, if they are going to meet and if they are going in opposite direction, they are going to meet and the distance traveled by them will be total equal to 150, right? This is a conservation of distance in such some way. So it is 150. Finally, x plus y is 150. We will solve it. We get 80 and 70. That will be our answer. The 39th question, guys. This question is very important because this can come in like whenever in IIT's question this can come, right? But this is actually very easy. To find the sum of the coefficient, you just have to replace x by 1 and solve it. Okay? Just have to replace x by 1 and you just have to solve it. So guys, just try to understand. Find the coefficient. First of all, we have to isolate fx, right? Convert this fx. We have to write everything in terms of fx, right? We have to write everything for fx. So I've written fx. Now the sum of coefficient is put x is equal to 1. So when I put x is equal to 1, 2015 जो इतना भयानक दिख रहा था, has now converted into a 1. Right? 6x to the power 16 again 1. 11 is 1, right? So the answer will be 288 and C is the correct answer. Let's go ahead, guys. This will be very simple ना. 1 क्यों हो जाता है ये समझ में आ रहा होगा ना. Let's say 4x square plus 3x plus 2. ये है कोई इक्वेशन. Let's say fx ये है. आपको अगर ये निकालना है कि 4 plus 3 plus 2, यहाँ हमें नहीं पता था 4 plus 3 plus 2 क्या होता है. लेकिन आप जैसे ही 1 रखते हो तो x तो क्या हो जाता है 1 में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है and finally get this one. So guys, that is what I was trying to say कि finally you'll get the coefficients only, the variables will vanish. Now this is again a very easy question. One of the angles of is 2/3 the sum of the adjacent angles of a parallelogram. So this is just trying to deviate you to the parallelogram वाला concept that the adjacent angles of parallelogram का sum क्या होता है 180 होता है भाई, इतना तो हमें याद है. 2/3 of the adjacent angles. So 2/3 क्या होता है 180 का, वो निकाल के देख लो. That is 120. Now it is given that the remaining angles are in the form of 5:7. So what is the remaining angle? तो बेटा आप समझ लो कि 5:7 है तो एक एंगल 5x, एक एंगल 7x. अब तीन एंगल को जोड़ के तो 180 आना चाहिए. एंगल्स ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी तो फ्लॉ होना ही नहीं चाहिए. So we'll get x is equal to 5 and then you have to find out the second largest angle. So 5x is the smallest angle. So second largest angle is the right 7x. That is 35. Right? So 35 is the right answer. C is the right answer. So that's all with the math section. You can go to the aptitude section now. Bye guys. Take care.
Hey guys, what's up? So welcome to GoPrep's live online coaching and this is me Avi Arora and we are going to discuss with you the aptitude section of the slot 1 of GTSC. GTSC slot 1 का aptitude section यहाँ पर मैं discuss करने है. So I hope all of your paper went well and do let me know how did you find the aptitude section, and with that let's have a look at all the questions of aptitude. So let's get going. The first question after the 40 questions of SAT, science or maths quiz 40 questions के बाद we have 10 questions of aptitude and let's get through all these 10 questions. The first question is in a certain language Madras is coded as JXA OXP. That means M का क्या कोड है हमारे पास बच्चों? We have M coded as J. Similarly, A is coded as X. So we can easily identify that J और M के बीच में there are two alphabets, J, K, L, M. K and L के बाद है J. तो हमें यहाँ पर दो स्किप करने हैं, दो पहले वाले चाहिए. तो सिमिलरली अगर बॉम्बे है तो B की जगह हमारे पास आ जाएगा दो पहले. A स्किप किया, Z स्किप किया, Y, Z, A, B. A और Z स्किप किया. ठीक है. सिमिलरली O की जगह दो पहले जाना है, तो J, K, L, M, N, O. ठीक है. L फिर M, N स्किप किया, O आ जाएगा. तो O की जगह हमको L डालना है. Similarly, M की जगह J आ जाएगा, and you can easily observe that answer for this question is going to be A. इसका आंसर आ जाएगा अपने पास A. Next question: find a set of figures which have similar characteristics choosing from the given alternatives. So, if you would observe in all the figures, you could see that in the first one you have the circles in one ends. हर एक end में एक circle है, और ये same pattern आपको दिखेगा D में भी है कि एक क्लोज्ड फिगर है एट वन एंड, बाकी सब जगह क्लोज्ड फिगर नहीं है. एक क्लोज्ड फिगर दिख रहा है ए और डी में ऑन वन एंड, और दूसरी जगह पे क्या है, स्ट्रेट पॉइंट है, मतलब कि कोई और फिगर नहीं है. तो आंसर फॉर दिस इज गोइंग टू बी सी, डी एंड ए. 43rd, the interchange of which of the following numbers and signs in the alternative. तो आपको चेंजेस करने हैं, वन बाय वन आप चेक करोगे. तो इफ यू इंटरचेंज मल्टीप्लाई विद प्लस, मतलब कि जहां जहां मल्टीप्लाई था वहां प्लस डाल दिया, प्लस की जगह मल्टीप्लाई डाल दिया, देन द इक्वेशन सैटिस्फाइज. सो यू कैन सी सिंपली सी 20 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 3 प्लस 6 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 8 माइनस 32. So this is 60 plus 48 minus 32, which is exactly 76. और ये चाहिए हमको. इसका आंसर आ जाएगा D की आप मल्टीप्लाई और प्लस को इंटरचेंज करोगे. Next question, rearranging का है. 6 elephants PQRSTU are weighed. The elephant U is heavier than R. U जो है वो R से heavier है, but lighter than T. ठीक है. और क्या बोल रहा है? Elephants P and S are of same weight. Okay, fine. What else? Q is lighter than P. Q is lighter than P, and R is heavier than S. R is heavier than S. Now you could see कि Q जो है वो P से कम है, but P is equal to S. S is less than R. S is less than R, and even R is less than U. और U क्या है? U is less than T. U is heavier than R but lighter than T. Lighter than T मतलब यहाँ पर T का वेट ज्यादा है, तो U का जो वेट है वो T से भी कम है. सबसे ज्यादा कौन है? सबसे हेवीएस्ट आ गया T, और लोवेस्ट आ जाएगा Q. So we need to find the heaviest one. वो जाएगा B, T. Next one. Analogy है 26:5. 26 से 5 कैसे आया? 26 से 5 कैसे आया? मतलब 5 क्या है? 26 मतलब 5 स्क्वायर प्लस 1. तो 65 में से एक सब्ट्रैक्ट करके एक स्क्वायर रूट लेना है. 65 में सब्ट्रैक्ट किया, 64 आया, स्क्वायर रूट लिया, 8 आया. C8 इस तरह. If water is called air, air is free is sky is sea is fire. Where do aeroplanes fly? Aeroplanes fly in sky, but sky is called sea. तो इसका आंसर हो जाएगा DC. Next, in a row of boys, Vishal is 7th from left and Kamal is 11th from right. Interchange किया, same वही फंडा है. Interchange करने पे Vishal is 13th from left. तो Vishal 13th from left है और पहले वो 7th था. That means 7th from left है वो 13th from left हो गया है और 11th from right है. तो net position क्या जाएगी इसकी? Net number of total of people is 13 plus 11 माइनस 1, क्योंकि हम एक प्लेस को दो बार काउंट कर लेते हैं. ये हम सबने फॉर्मूले पढ़े हुए हैं. 23rd पोजीशन है, टोटल 23 पीपल. अब वो कह रहा है व्हाट इज द न्यू पोजीशन ऑफ कमल. कमल कहाँ है? कमल इज एट 7th फ्रॉम न्यू पोजीशन में, 7th फ्रॉम लेफ्ट. हमको राइट से चाहिए, 23 माइनस 7 प्लस 1, तो कितना आ जाएगा ये? दिस विल बी 17. सो ही इज एट 17th पोजीशन नाउ, व्हिच इज ऑप्शन बी. नेक्स्ट, if Friday falls on 15th September, 2001 सितंबर में 15th क्या होगा? यार सिंपल सी बात, आपको ये चेक करना है कि लीप ईयर कहाँ फॉल हो रहा है. लीप ईयर मतलब कि वो एक्स्ट्रा डे आता है फरवरी का. सो इफ यू वुड सी फरवरी का 29th डे फॉल हो रहा है 2001 पर, दैट मींस 2001 तो लीप ईयर नहीं है. Therefore there are 365 days. Let's divide it by 7. You would see ये 5 से गया 35, 1 15 14 2 डाला, 1 डे, दैट मीन्स 52 days एंड 1 odd डे, एक दिन एक्स्ट्रा बचेगा तो वो एक दिन आगे बढ़ जाएगा, मतलब कि 14th को भी सेम फ्राइडे आने वाला है, दैट मीन्स 15th क्या हो जाएगा, 15th विल बी द नेक्स्ट डे, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी सैटरडे, इसका आंसर आ जाएगा सी सैटरडे। नेक्स्ट बोल रहा है ग्रेटर देन इज फॉर प्लस, लेस देन फॉर माइनस, ये पावर उसको लिख देंगे मल्टीप्लाई और बी इज डिवाइड। सो लेट्स सब्स्टिट्यूट द वैल्यूज, 52 minus 4 multiplied by 5 plus 8 divided by 2, सिंप्लीफाई कर लो, 52 को 52 रहेगा, minus 4 5s are 20 plus 8 by 2 that's 4, this is 56 minus 20 that's 36, very easy question, इसका आंसर आ जाएगा B 36। Last question of the test, so 5 persons standing on facing north, one of the 2 persons standing at the extreme end is a teacher and other is businessman, तो कोनों में कौन है, 5 में से कोनों में एक टीचर एक बिजनेसमैन है, डॉक्टर इज स्टैंडिंग टू द राइट ऑफ स्टूडेंट, तो ये डॉक्टर है और वो स्टूडेंट के राइट में, ये पता लग गया मुझे अभी तक। फिर वो बोल रहा है क्लर्क इज टू लेफ्ट ऑफ द बिजनेसमैन, तो उसने कहा बिजनेसमैन और टीचर कोने में आएंगे, एक्सट्रीम्स में आएंगे, तो अगर यहाँ पर बिजनेसमैन आ गए तो उसके लेफ्ट में कोई पोजीशन बचेगी नहीं, दैट मींस बिजनेसमैन हैज टू बी हियर, यहाँ पर आ जाएगा क्लर्क और यहाँ पर है टीचर, दिस इज द पोजीशन। काउंटिंग फ्रॉम लेफ्ट, डॉक्टर इज एट व्हिच प्लेस, डॉक्टर इज एट थर्ड प्लेस, इसका आंसर हो जाएगा बी थर्ड। So that's all in the aptitude section. I hope you are able to solve the questions. Do let me know how was the paper in the comment section, and good luck. If you have not yet attempted the GTSC, make sure that you do that in the next slot. Till then, see you in the next slot solution. Bye bye everybody. This is me, Abhi Arora, signing off.